Good morning to all. So I am starting unit 1. So in unit 1 you are having the two chapters. So first one is probability introduced through sets and relative frequency, and second chapter is random variables. So textbooks to be referred for unit 1. So first one, so Peebles, so textbook name is Probability, Random Variables and Random Signal Principles. And second textbook is Y. Mallikarjun Reddy is an author, and textbook name is Probability Theory and Stochastic Processes. So now we are starting with the concept of sets. So what is meant by set? A set is a collection of objects. The objects are called to be elements of the sets. So a set is usually denoted by a capital letters like A, B, C. A elements is usually denoted by a lowercase letter like A, B, C. So here sets will be represented in capital letters, and elements which are present in the between the sets, they are represented in the small letters like A, small b, small c. A set is specified by content of two braces. So these is the brackets where will be used to represent a set. So between these brackets the elements will be present. So a set can be represented by capital X. So this one can be called as a set, and x1, x2, x3, x4, xy, x6, x7, x8. So they are called to be the elements. So where capital X is a set, and x1, x2, x3, x4, xy, x6, x7, x8 are called to be an elements, and the two braces specifies the set. So this concept, what is meant by empty set or null set? A set is said to be empty if it has no elements. So here it does not have any elements, then it is called to be an empty set. So or null set. So null set can be represented like this, so with this symbol. Next one, what is meant by finite set? A finite set has a finite number of elements. So here is a set. So we are having an 1, 2, 3 only finite number of elements. So this one can be called as a finite set. So infinite set as an infinite number of elements. Means here in set you will be having an infinite number of elements. That's why they have given continue process. So 1, 2, 3 and so on. So subset. So what is meant by subset? Set A is a subset of B if every element of set A is also an element in set B. So here what they are telling, if A is a subset of B, means the meaning of this one is the elements which are present in set A is also an element in set B. So whatever elements present in set A, so it will is also an elements in a set B. So this is a representation. So here A, so whatever elements present in A, so these are also present in the B also. So this one, so now A is subset of B. So proper subset, if at least one element exists in B which is not in A, then A is a proper subset of B, denoted by. So it is an A proper subset of B. Here what they are telling, if at least one element exists in B which is not in A. So here we are having in B we are having 5 and 3, so which are not available in A. Then A is a proper subset of B, denoted by A proper subset of B. So equal set. So two sets X and Y are said to be equal if both sets contain all common elements. So here what they are telling, if both are having the common element, then it is called an equal set. Next, disjoint set. If two sets X and Y are said to be disjoint if they contain no common elements. So in these two sets, if they does not have a common element, then it is called to be a disjoint set. For example, so set X equal to odd number and set Y equal to even numbers. So universal set, a set which contains of all elements of a given system is called to be a universal set, and it is denoted by capital S. The set of possible outcomes of coin, that is S of X equal to head, tail. So these are the possible outcomes when you throw a coin, that are head and tail. So this is said to be as an universal set. So the possible outcome of a particular experiment, or all elements present in a particular experiment, can be taken as an universal set. So set operations. So for this set we need certain operations. What are there? Union. So union is then one of the operation. So the union of two sets X and Y is the set of all elements belonging to X or Y or both. So union is nothing but where it is going to be conclude all the elements present in X and Y. So C equal to X union Y. So sometimes it is also called to be a sum of set X and Y. So next operation, that is an intersection. So here the intersection of two sets X and Y is the set of all elements common to both X and Y. It is denoted as. So intersection will be used mainly in order to represent the common elements between two sets. For common purpose we will be going for the intersection. So D equal to X intersection Y. Sometimes it is also called to be a product of set X and Y. Union of n sets. By repeated applications of union, n sets n equal to small n equal to 1, 2, until capital N becomes the union of n sets. So here we can represent this one as A1 union, A2 union, and so on, union AN, that is equal to union n equal to 1 to n AN. Intersection of n sets. By repeated applications of intersections of n set, small n equal to 1, 2, and so on n, and becomes the intersection of n set, that is A1 intersection A2 intersection and so on intersection AN, that is equal to, so intersection n2 1 to n AN. So this is a representation of intersection of n sets. So complement. The complement of set X is the set of all elements not in X. Thus, so we can represent X equal to S minus X. So capital S represents the sample space, and it is denoted by X. So X intersection X is equal to M null set. X union X is equal to capital S. That is a sample space. That is a universal set also can represent. So differences. The difference of two sets X and Y is the set containing all elements of X that are not present in Y. So it is denoted by X minus Y. For example, X equal to 0.6 less than X less than 1.6, and Y equal to 1.0 less than Y less than 2.5. Then X minus Y equal to, so 0.6 less than X less than 1.0, Y minus X, that is equal to 1.6 less than Y less than 2.5. So now X minus Y is not equal to Y minus X. So Venn diagram. So set can be represented geometrically by using the Venn diagram. So in a Venn diagram, a set is represented by a closed path enclosing all its elements. So here, so this is a representation of the Venn diagram where it is going to be closed all the elements within it. So the universal set is represented by the rectangle path. This is a universal set represented by the rectangle path enclosing all the given sets. Three sets A, B and C are shown. Set C is disjoint for both A and B. Set C is act as a disjoint for both A and B. Why? There is no there won't be any common elements between it. Well, set B is a subset of A. So example problem. So we have been illustrated. Now we need to be illustrate. We illustrate intersection, union, and complement by taking an example with 4 sets. That is S equal to, so 1 less than equal to integers less than equal to 12, and B equal to 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and A equal to 1, 3, 5, 12, C equal to 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. So solution: union or A union B equal to 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and A union C equal to, so A union C. So now you are going to be combine. Union nothing but combining 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. So B union C. So B and C. So union means you are going to be combine all the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So next we are performing intersection. So intersection is nothing but a common. So between A intersection B you are not having any common, that's why null set. So between the A and C, the common elements is 1, 3, and between B and C the common elements is 6, 7, 8. Complements are, so A complement equal to S minus A. So after performing you will be getting 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and B complement, that is equal to S minus B, 1, 3, 4, 5, 12, and C complement S minus C, 2, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. So so now you are going to be represented with that values in a Venn diagram. So algebra of sets. So all subset of universal set form an algebraic system for which a number of theorem may be stated by Thomas in 1969. So 3 of the most important of this related to law involving union and intersection. They are commutative law. So A union B equal to B union A, or A intersection B equal to B intersection A. Next, distributive law. So A intersection of B union C equal to A intersection B union A intersection C. Next, A union B intersection C equal to A union B intersection A union C. Associative law. A union B union C equal to A union of B union C. A intersection B intersection C equal to A intersection of B intersection C. So De Morgan's law. So De Morgan's law, which states that the complement of union intersection of 2 sets A and B equals the intersection union of complement of A and B. So A union B equal to A intersection B. So here A union B bar equal to A bar intersection B bar. So by for union, if you apply the complement, then it can be represented as an intersection. So here also for intersection, if you apply the complement, then it can be represented as the union. So duality principle. The principle states if in an identity we replace union by intersection, intersection by union, S by empty set and empty set by S, then the identity is preserved. So duality is nothing but replacing of union by intersection, intersection by union, S by null set or null set by S. Then the identity is preserved. So here A intersection B union C equal to A intersection B union A intersection C. A union B intersection C equal to A union B intersection A union C. So experiment. So here what is meant by experiment? A physical action or process whose results are observed and noted is called to be an experiment. In generally, experiment can be divided into 2 types, and they are: first one, deterministic or predictable experiment, non-deterministic or unpredictable experiment. So deterministic experiment. So an experiment whose result is known or predictable in advance is called to be a deterministic experiment. So any experiment whose results can be predicted so in advance, then it is called to be an deterministic experiment. It can be represented by precise mathematical function. For deterministic experiment, it will be having a precise mathematical function. It is not applicable to probability theory. Means why here we cannot be predict exactly. That's why it is not applicable to probability theory. So example, so throwing a stone upwards. So if you throw a stone upwards, compulsory it will come down due to the gravitational force, because we know that after some time the stone falls down due to the gravitational force. So Ohm's law is also a predictable experiment. So non-deterministic experiment, an experiment whose future value can be predicted is called a non-deterministic experiment. Example, throwing a die for getting a 5. So when you throw a dice, so we cannot predict, so it may come anything, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, anything may be come. So we cannot predict exactly in advanced manner. Then so throwing a coin for getting a tail.